The legacy media bet the farm on the idea that either Biden or Harris would win the last election. But when that didn't happen and all the wind was taken out of their sails, they lost and the new media prevailed. Today, we'll tell you how they're trying to earn the last few dollars and dimes they can by throwing Biden under the bus. It's a corn pop kind of day, folks, and we'll get underway right now. Hello, folks, and welcome back. It is Dandy, and we are so happy that you are here with us. The sun is shining, the clouds are peeling back, blue skies are all about. And folks, we're all about you clicking that like button if you could be so kind. And if we have not yet earned your subscription, or if this is your first time visiting the Pro Channel, well, by golly, we are out to earn your next return visit. Folks, as we get started today, consider clicking the like button, and we'll get underway right now. The legacy media has thrown out all of their credibility, devastated their industry, and now they're digging around to see is there any cash left in our cachet. All right, take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. It is out of dailycaller.com. It says Chuck Todd says legacy media downplayed Biden's issues due to fear of perception of helping Trump. Gee, you think the legacy media was in the entire time? Yes. But folks, here's the story we're covering. It is that they are now trying to make money off of the fact that they were absolutely corrupt the whole way through. Former NBC News chief political analyst Chuck Todd said Wednesday that legacy media was subtle with its coverage of former President Joe Biden's age-related issues to avoid the perception of boosting President Donald Trump. Corporate media spent years downplaying voters and Republicans' concerns regarding Biden's mental acuity until his disastrous June 2024 debate against Trump. Todd, on Piers Morgan Uncensored, said that legacy media members made an error by not focusing on Biden's problems. Now, this was an intentional error, ladies and gentlemen. They knew because you knew. Anyone who saw the man being corralled by the Easter Bunny out on the White House lawn knew there was a problem. Todd says, I sit here and I'll defend a little bit of this, and that I would argue the reason people were able to come to their own conclusion on Joe Biden is because of the media coverage. Oh, give me a break. Look, we were subtle. He's using the back staircase. He's not using the front staircase. Subtle my bohunkus. Take a look at this. It's out of Courier Journal. USA Today is the original place you could find it. Nicole Russell has it. We were right. New books expose truth about Biden's failing health. I'm furious. It says for months in early 2024, conservatives like myself tried to sound the alarm on President Joe Biden's declining physical and mental health. It was obvious that he was unwell, and not just because of corn pop. By the way, let's give a shout out to USA Today, because unlike The View, unlike Disney, they've found a conservative. I don't know how many they've got. Maybe they got, a single digit conservatives, but hey, they got one. Good job, USA Today. It says, yet Democrats and much of the legacy news media ignored that reality and even attacked those who were willing to speak the truth. They claimed that those were fabricated tales and spreading baseless conspiracy theories. What was the term? Do you guys remember the term that what was it? What was the
fake news?
Karine, what did she come up with?
Cheap fakes?
Cheap fakes. That's what they were calling anybody
yes.
who posted videos of Biden wandering around like he was an aimless nursing home patient. Listen, the White House was turned into an assisted living, except that's not really, it's offensive to people in assisted living because I think Biden may have needed more. It says now the narrative has changed dramatically. Journalists are publishing books and news articles detailing not only Biden's poor health, but also the orchestrated cover-up. Now, here's what you need to know. They lied to you. Now they're defending themselves saying, well, we showed him using the back staircase and the American people need to decide on their own. But folks, I'm here to tell you, now it's all about making money. So they lied to your face, the legacy media. They lost the race to the new media. The new media has erased them from the ratings, and they need money. So how are they going to make money? With the tell-all that defends them and tells you that it was an embarrassing Pampers show behind the scenes. Panel, is this going to work? Like, how big can the audience be to say, oh, please lie to me more than tell me what really happened? Lie to me more than tell me what really happened.
This is what I mean, this is what the United States has been experiencing for a while. And they almost got away with it, too. If it hadn't been for that pesky debate performance that Biden had, I think a lot of people, including maybe independents, were, I don't know, maybe perhaps they had the perception that Biden was in well enough health to run the country. And then they saw that debate performance. They were like, whoa. Apparently he has atrophied to the point of maybe perhaps not continuing on, which is why the media felt compelled to switch that around in order to put Kamala Harris in his place there. This is this has been happening for a while now, for a long time. I mean, even back in the days of FDR, wheelchair, that kind of whole thing. But to this extent, this was I think was a big deal. And I see a lot of people on X and so forth bringing this up as if to say, like, look, listen, I'm not going to be listening to the people who lied to me for 4 years about the health of a certain president. And when it comes to their maybe their political opinions or maybe the information that they themselves are spreading, because you have to believe that anything coming out of these outlets is tainted by personal bias and belief. And well, we're seeing it here.
Jonas,
it's an interesting thing that you bring up FDR. The wheelchair thing, that was just an electability thing at the time. You could use the word ableist as far as popular opinion. The real problem with FDR is that he was a stinking socialist. But anyways, to each their own.
Well, Jonas, let me pick your brain a little bit more, though, because it seems to me that the legacy media was knocked out with two swings. And the first swing was the debate, when we all found out that they're just liars, right? Because the whole thing about cheap fakes and everything, like, that was over. No, there was nothing they could say anymore that would convince anybody otherwise. It didn't matter. Even if you were on the left, you knew this guy was not capable and was not going to be capable. The second swing, though, was when Trump appeared with Rogan, because that was like a 3.5 hour conversation, no notes, no nothing. And you can agree with him, you can disagree with him, but then also the viewership, because the viewership for Rogan surpassed the viewership for the ABC debate. And that is despite the Rogan video having issues that we can't talk about in terms of visibility.
Well, one that was hiding to the point where, historically speaking, no matter how a debate goes, no matter how clear one side sees it, there is always someone that says that their guy won on either side of that issue. It is the only time in American debate history, for presidential debate history, that both sides came out and said that was awful. Why is Biden even the candidate for this party? Our party has betrayed us. There were little hints of things like that with the Donna Brazile situation with the DNC back in the past, but that's always things that they're trying to lay low on. The media was trying to cover that up. That debate, I watched it and I was sad more than I was angry for that debate. So, and now Jake Tapper has this book that I don't know. I don't pay attention to Jake Tapper's release schedule. It has a book talking about the media cover up for Joe Biden. I'm like, I'm sorry. Where do you work, sir? This is hypocrisy. And now they want to rewrite their own recent history. And it's despicable. The media and the Democrat Party have been essentially in lockstep with the media in general, as in the Hollywood media, almost the same thing. And again, I'm not trying to get political on this channel, but it's really annoying that you can't take anything that they say at face value, because it's just this giant mob with heavy corporate ties that wants you to believe one thing and one thing alone. And there'll be these little trial balloons that maybe, hey, what if we test this one out with the 20 and under crowd? What if we test this out with the 30 and over female crowd to try to see where they can shift and get their next foothold? It's all disingenuous, and I think we're all just sick of it.
Culture, it's your turn. Hop in here and tell me, what's the future of legacy media? Have they completely emptied out all of their credibility to the point that, I mean, I know the new media is beating them, but they're still out there trying. I mean, they tried to tank the stock market. It didn't work. I mean, they're still trying. How long until they give up even trying?
Well, I think that there's always an audience to be lied to. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. And I feel like that there is always people, because they're looking for reinforcement of their beliefs every day. The problem is that even though they're exposed every day to be lying, that same group of people will show up tomorrow to be lied to. They want that reassurance. There's a term for it that escapes my mind at the moment, but they
it's
want
kind of like Plato's cave, right?
Yeah,
The,
and they
why didn't I take the blue pill?
Yeah, they want the reinforcement of their narrative, because without that particular part of themselves, they're hollow, they're empty, they don't have anything else. A lot of people have replaced a personality and critical thinking with these narratives. They don't want to have to think about it. They just take the latest download, plug it into their brain, and there you are. The problem is they have to get those downloads every day, sometimes multiple times a day, in order to reinforce whatever the latest narrative is. And we saw a very close examination of that yesterday, which we covered last night. The sudden shift in what happens when you have the threat of tariffs, and then you remove the threat, all of the negative effects of those threats go away overnight for the most part. And honestly, just reveal what everybody that was rational was saying all along. This is a negotiation tactic. This is something that's well practiced. It was done already in the UK when they were, bringing the British pound, back into an interesting position. That's what Besset does. That Trump went out and got the people that he needed to make the things he wanted to do happen. And then he sold it very effectively, as he often does, which is what made him a very successful real estate developer. And, he will put himself in any position possible to make what he wants occur. And for right now, I'm grateful he's on the side of the American people, trying to, rebuild the economy and restructure world trade and try to bring, reality to some of this liberal world order, which, liberal economic order, I will say that way. And that needs to change. It looks like we are affecting that change. And I see a positive future for both political parties in this country, because they're also being handed the opportunity to start telling the truth. This is an opportunity that I hope that many of these folks will take, these politicians, and say, yeah, fraud is bad.
Fraud is bad indeed. And folks, that's where we'll leave it for now. But the legacy media on the run, trying to extricate the last few dollars and dimes they can, like Culture searching through his couch. But
yeah, and running away from a wax truck.
Yeah, but they're no slouch. They'll keep at it. You, however, have left their reservation. We must bid adieu for now. But folks, I encourage you, if you enjoyed this kind of video, well, we have plenty more and more on the way every single day. We do it for you. Check out the WDW Pro Channel and go click on videos. You can see the most recent ones and enjoy all the stuff we're talking about, and hopefully give us some feedback, because we would love to cater what we're doing for you. You are the consumer. You are our valued guest. It's how entertainment companies once upon a time treated the people who bought their stuff, and we're still doing it here. Folks, on the way out the door, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, as we get ready to say goodbye, we always say this because we think you indeed are special and matter. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun. Jump into the water!
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.